From the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Thursday, November the 5th. Thursday mornings, we take a look at what's going on in downtown Holland, travel and tourism in the Tulip City as well. We call the segment Destination Downtown. It's presented by the Windmill Restaurant. And joining us as she does most Thursday mornings at this time, the Executive Director of the Holland Area Visitors Bureau, Linda Hart. Linda, good morning and welcome back to WHTC.
Good morning.
Let's start with some good news. We had some concerns when we chatted a week ago about the possibility of having a Christmas tree, a big Christmas tree in downtown Holland. You got some good news on that.
I do. The funding did come through, and actually the tree is going in today. 20-foot tree in GDK Park, which is that park next to Francesca's. So we're very excited about that.
What happened? I mean, how did things change in a week's time? I thought we were pretty close, but it's like, oh.
Well, I don't know if there's two people that are more excited than Kara and I about this tree. Always having something that really gave a great impression of our downtown, gave that warm feeling of the holidays with a giant 20-foot tree. And fundraising was going great. And then there was a conversation with the original distributor on pricing, but it all worked out at the end. So they were short, but then they weren't short. So, at the end of the day, I'm just so super excited. The lights are on downtown. It's officially the holiday season. I think it was interesting how we went from October and then we hit the weekend with everything that happened with the weekend with the weather and the winds and the blue moon and the full moon and everything else. And then we transitioned right nicely into November. Perfect weather this week.
Yeah, except for Sunday. Let's forget about this past Sunday. But the thing is, though, Halloween. And yes, I know there was no official trick or treat downtown, but still, I would think it was a delightful day to be in downtown Holland this past Saturday. And I have a funny feeling this coming weekend is going to be about more of the same.
Yes, absolutely. The weather is supposed to be spectacular. And, downtown and the merchants and the restaurants, they're taking full advantage of this great weather. This week, we've seen a lot of people still sitting outside, dining outside. It's great to see that. Saturday, we had a steady flow of people in our office, which is great to see that people are still coming and taking advantage of the great weather. And I don't expect this weekend will be any different. In fact, I think more people will be out and about because the weather is supposed to be so perfect.
I don't want to, I'll put the fly in the ointment on this particular topic. You have a chance to chat with some of our fine restaurateurs. And this week, restaurateurs are being asked across the state to canvass their customers, get names, phone numbers for contact tracing. And while some are saying, yeah, we understand, others are grousing about it. What's the scuttlebutt that you've been hearing from some of your restaurateurs in downtown Holland about this? Are they sort of like saying, yeah, we got to do it, but we're going to do it with our holding our noses sort of?
Not that I've heard. Talking to the couple that I have spoken to, there is one merchant who uses a service, an online service called Resi. So anytime that you put something in, if you want to, you just put your information in. Let's say you want to go to New Holland, you put your information in. And so then when you arrive, then you just say, I'm here. There's two of us. It's under the name of, it's for Heart. And then they just register you as a diner. So they're collecting the name that way. I know that Big Lake Brewing is just when you come in, they just jot your name and your phone number down and they just move on. I think that the restaurants want to do everything possible, one, to make people feel safe, obviously with the protocols that they're keeping in place, and they want to stay open and they want the visitors and residents to know that, hey, we're doing whatever we can so that when you do come in, you'll have a good dining experience. And that's what I think both the restaurants and the diners want.
Yeah, I've just make a political statement. I know some people are saying, they're complaining about it, but then they're willing to put their names and phone numbers to get promotions. But I think it's a case of voluntarily doing it instead of mandatorily doing it. And that's to me, that's the biggest problem.
That's exactly right. And, and it's just how you approach all of it. And really, and in these unprecedented times, just do what needs to be done so that we can continue to move forward and keep our downtown as thriving as it is. There's a lot of main streets that just aren't making it, And we are just so fortunate that we are slowly, limping along.
One final thing. Sometimes this is a tourist attraction. Sometimes it just gets the gapers and the gawkers. They go around. That's what, the gapers are, they look around with the mouth open. Beware, when the flying insects are around, they might fly in. But anyway, though, the thing is, people are always gawking whenever a house gets moved. They put them on the big trailers, they clear out the streets, if there's parked cars, there goes the car. But another thing that could be just as attracting is moving the Oz book to the greenhouse. I don't think it's going to be as epic as moving a house, but it might be some sort of tourist attraction.
It is. It's very interesting because people don't realize that the book is actually 4 pieces, and the weight of those 4 pieces, it's just not like you're going to bring up a forklift, lift it up, and then move it into the city greenhouses. Elzinga and Volkers, they've been great partners of the Oz Project. And that's what you're talking about is the living book that's coming down. And so that takes a lot of precision to be able to take off every single one of those pieces. You have to remember that, in addition to the steel, and the soil, that soil is wet. So it's heavy. I mean, think about picking up a planter at home that has maybe a pot of flowers or a small shrub in it or something. If it's wet, it's heavy. So take that and, multiply that. So yeah, that book is going in back to the city greenhouse tomorrow morning. So you're not going to see a big house move through there, but you'll definitely get an experience of what it takes to move that book.
She is Linda Hart. She is the executive director of the Holland Area Visitors Bureau. Joins us Thursday mornings to talk about what's going on in downtown Holland. We call the segment Destination Downtown. Linda, wish you and all at the CVB well over the next week. And if all goes well, let's do this again next Thursday. Thank you.
Sounds great. Bye, Gary.
Thank you very much. That's Linda Hart on Real News Now, 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.